I just felt entitled to it as well. It was just
divorce. She went on Twitter cussing out Diddy and then deleted it because Diddy want to throw Dwayne a divorce freak off.
Shit looks like it's problems in the Wade family. Word on the street says Gabrielle recently ditched Dwayne after she saw him freaking out with Diddy at one of his parties. Apparently, Gabrielle was aware that Dwayne was swinging the other way, but she didn't realize he was being cheered by Diddy and attending these freak-off sessions too. And as if that wasn't already awful enough, the authorities are supposedly investigating Dwayne as we speak, since he was also using the services of the juvenile escorts that Diddy was forcing to partake in these disgusting freak-off sessions. And get this, Jaguar also stepped herself into the discussion and exposed Dwayne for being a power bottom and had his back blasted out by Diddy. Gabrielle and Dwayne ignited divorce rumors not so long ago when the famous website Doi stated that Dwayne was sighted with another lady. According to Doi, a source informed her Dwayne is extremely close to a lady who's not Gabrielle. He was observed going very near to her and conversing with her quite intimately when Gabrielle was there for 2 hours. Gabrielle also has some great postings on her Instagram. When clarity, honesty, and openness are present, there's only opportunity for progress, she stated. Gabrielle recently uploaded on her Snapchat an image of her kid stating, "I'd do anything for her peace." Somebody else messaged her that Dwayne continues posting with the kids and not Gabrielle, whereas Gabrielle has only been posting with her daughter, not the other kids. Doi also said that if they truly do decide to split, it'll probably be like Will and Jada. They'll keep it secret and live their own lives but maintain a unified face for years if necessary. Fans also noted that they both had not been wearing their wedding bands, and they unfollowed each other on Instagram.
Wade's wife, Gabrielle Union, recently did an interview with Sway and said this.
He eats her, then does that mean she has to eat the man?
If we're talking about, equal time here.
Guys really aren't, at least the ones I know, ain't really into this.
That's what they say.
And I tried to put around it. I tried to break up with her.
Yeah.
And, hey, things has been bad lately. Hey, we've been having a little distance in our relationship anyway. Like, I tried all that.
Right.
She kept showing up. But ultimately, for me, it's all about making her understand that I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to, to work on myself. Not understand, but show her.
Gabrielle has stopped sharing Dwayne's other kids on her Facebook, and she spent her birthday with her daughters instead of Dwayne. As soon as the news of their split surfaced, many began to believe that the reason for it was because Dwayne is DL. Allegations about Dwayne being a Fruit Loop have been around for a long now, but there were really no receipts to prove it until lately, when he was exposed for being Diddy's freak-off partner.
As kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When one of my sisters did, I try to do those things. So at first, I said to myself,
They went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking about Boosie.
These claims originally began all the way back in 2009, when he was placed on blast by his then business buddy, Richard Von Heeman, for having massive freak-off parties in his flat and bringing over a lot of male and female prostitutes, so he and his teammates could sleep with them all night. Richard stated this during a heated interview with Page 2 Live, when he claimed they'd hold these parties 2 or 3 times a week. Von Heeman claimed there were usually dozens of people there. Rappers, Dwayne and his entourage, ladies and guys they'd pick up in the clubs. Richard said he knew that some freaky things went on in the apartment because whenever he would come back, he would see not just one but multiple used condoms on the floor of the bedrooms, obvious signs of intimate activity on all the beds, empty champagne and hard liquor bottles, nearly finished blunts and half-eaten food rotting on the tables and furniture. What's even more astonishing is that Dwayne used to also bring Gabrielle to these freak-off parties to join him and his other basketball colleagues. Richard stated at times, Dwayne arrived with his gal companion and actress Gabrielle Union. They both made it apparent to him how their objective in life was to sleep with as many women and men as possible. Mind you, Dwayne was still married to his ex-wife at the time.
Was it harder for you to sit down and have a conversation and to tell her that something had happened outside the relationship, or losing the finals?
Way harder to have a conversation with.
but he and Savin were in the process of a very violent divorce. Savon allegedly accused Dwayne of infecting her with an undiscovered STD and leaving her and their 2 boys so he and his friends could go party. When she was questioned about Dwayne, she answered, "The man isn't what people worldwide think he is." As if this wasn't enough to expose him for being DL, he came under fire again some time ago when he acknowledged to playing dress-up in his mama's dressing room.
I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, "You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share."
As kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When all my sisters did, I try to do those things. So at first, I said to myself,
he came under fire again some time ago when he acknowledged to playing dress-up in his mama's dressing room. He would wear her shoes and wigs when they weren't around and check himself out in the mirror numerous times. He stated this made him feel more secure than he ever felt dressed as a male.
growing up in the inner city of Chicago, in the hood, you're told that boys do this. Boys play football, boys play basketball, boys play baseball, boys date girls, whatever the case may be. You're told this is what you do, right? So I'm no different. I'm raised that way. I'm in the locker room. I say all the things that everyone is saying. I'm not sitting up here like I have never done or said anything, right, when it comes against the opposite, because I was ignorant. I didn't understand.
Right.
So when it hit my doorstep at 3 years old, like I said, when me and my wife looked at each other, right, and the reason we looked at each other is because of this, you know, as kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When all my sisters did, I try to do those things.
This is basically the major reason people have been accusing him of living vicariously via his trans daughter, Zed. Now, just a little background for those of y'all who are confused. Z used to identify as homosexual before recognizing that she genuinely wanted to be a young woman. People weren't strictly against her transitioning, but they were clearly suspicious whether it was the proper option to push her to make such a radical choice, given she was only 12 years old at the time of her transition. Dwayne, on the other hand, didn't give a damn about any of it, and he promptly filed a petition to have her name officially altered. Z's mom, Savin, was not having it at all since she felt that Dwayne was purposefully hurrying Z only so he could benefit off all the sponsorships he would receive. Savon even went as far as to submit a move for the court to refuse Dwayne's request to officially alter Z's name, but it was denied and thrown out of court. But it isn't only fans that accuse Dwayne of living vicariously via Z. Gabrielle really got into it with the prominent rapper Boosie after he accused Dwayne of being homosexual and using his daughter to cover up his own aspirations to be with males.
I gotta say something about this shit, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything, at 16 and fall in love with her. But his be gone. How he gonna?
And do y'all remember the time Boosie actually accused Dwayne of using a in his hole? He made the statement after Gabrielle put him on blast for continuously assaulting Zaya. At the time of her transitioning, Boosie became a bit obsessive. He continued talking down on her every opportunity he could. At some point, Gabrielle grew weary of the continual assaults from him and decided to strike him where it hurts by hinting that the reason Boosie was so concerned with what Zaya was doing was because he was secretly gay as well and attempting to suppress his own homosexuality.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work.
He's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is, very
It's
much
almost
so.
like thou doth protest too much, little booze.
I'm a little.
You've got a lot of in your mind.
I mean, it's
Throw
like
that out there.
It's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head.
For free, rent free.
Like what?
It's like, sir, something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space.
Boosie didn't take this very well at all, and he retaliated by accusing Dwayne of being on the DL and fooling with other guys behind Gabrielle's back. He replied, "LOL, the whole world knows I love women, and the world knows your husband loves women. I would hope you don't believe blacks look at y'all as a power couple. they don't. I have refused to speak about y'all in interviews, and here you are, go bang him with that contract and wait for a script, you little white girl. During this entire back and forth, an old interview that Gabrielle did some time ago also emerged, when she acknowledged to being intimate with Dwayne's boo. This made many even more persuaded that Dwayne loved having his bee play with. And then there was Jaguar Wright, who stated in an explosive interview that Dwayne was having covert homosexual parties at his home and inviting a variety of people in the business, including male hooks. According to Jaguar, she acquired the tea from someone in the business who had also been invited to the party.
What's going on? Like all of these be doing all of this wild shit. They ain't doing as much, I guess, now because they're getting older. I guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front, so they went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all naked in the Wade house.
And just when we thought Jaguar was done exposing Dwayne, she put him on blast again. And this time, she revealed into more specifics than she ever did. She stated Dwayne was not a true black guy and that he actually wanted to be a lady. She also said that he was sucking off large black guys every night at those freak-off parties and that Gabrielle Union was out of her mind for believing Dwayne needed her.
Period. What we supposed to call these fairy Let's talk about the problems that black women are having being able to recognize what a real black man looks like. You're lusting after LL Cool J. You're lusting after Diddy. You're lusting after Jay-Z. You're lusting after Dwayne. I now want to be a woman since it looks cute on my son. I mean daughter. You got Wills, all these that's who you lust after. And that's what you go after. You don't go after a real black man. You go for act like and then you wonder why you get dogged the out. He don't need you. What you there for? To wear white fingernails and hold big black? That probably suck better than you. Like let's talk about Gabrielle Union right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Now the last time I sat on this blue couch, I had some very specific things to say about the Wade household.
Yes, you did.
What has happened since I spoke?
In my opinion, it got worse. It's a little more out of control.
They said I was jealous. They said I said everything that I said because I was jealous of Gabrielle Union. She the black Kris Jenner. She done turned her husband into a He wants to be a woman. That's why they're getting divorced. She went on Twitter cussing out Diddy and then deleted it because Diddy want to throw Dwayne a divorce freak off. Why is it a problem? He been freaking off. Why you care? You was at the freak off with it, and I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous of that. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
This knew this was and then she pretended he wasn't. And then she pretended that she had the perfect life while she's splitting bills with a you doing the real mom who wants her children to have a fair chance at making their own decisions while you and your I want to be a husband convince your child that they need to get the whole trans thing going on now so they can get a Disney contract. And we all know what Disney does to children. Imagine what they do to trans kids.
No, I don't want to imagine.
That's where you want to send your child?
Oof.
But you cut the real mama out. I'm jealous of this bitch. This is a power bottom. He's sucking just like you are. And they high on that Tootsie and they having unprotected sex. This nigga sucking all night. Then he come home and he kiss you with that mouth. E. coli kisses. I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of kissing a sucking. I'm jealous of that.
Okay.
I'm just, who gonna be jealous? Yeah, I'm jealous. Yeah, I want to too. I want to play dress up with my husband in my closet only.
CH Jaguar devoured Gabrielle and Dwayne up and left no crumbs at all. Now, it's extremely essential to note that all of these things are claimed, but if there's one thing we've learned these last few months, it's that Jaguar is never wrong. She only talks about stuff she has receipts on. If she claims Dwayne is flipping out with Diddy, then there's a significant likelihood that's truly what's going on.
But ultimately, for me, it's all about making her understand that I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to work on myself. Not understand, but show her.
Gabrielle Union has alluded to receipts of Dwayne Wade's alleged crazy parties, hidden lives, and manipulation by industry heavyweights like Diddy. But how does Gabrielle Union fit into this puzzle? Is she sharing the truth or safeguarding her image? From jaw-dropping charges of secret parties to surprising revelations about Wade's change and the fissures in their marriage, this tale has everything. And what of Dwayne Wade's relationship to Diddy and those famed Hollywood gatherings? Let's untangle the truth. Rumors have been flowing in all directions, claiming that Gabrielle Union's relationship with Dwayne Wade is on the rocks. Speculation involving Dwayne Wade has been unrelenting. From tales of secret homosexual parties to yet another alleged liaison with another lady. This problem began when Dwayne was apparently found cheating on Gabrielle with various ladies once again. Gabrielle looks to have reached a breaking point, sick of the frequent infidelity, and it seems she is considering quitting their partnership. Apparently, Gabrielle Union has opted to come out about their split, delivering a genuine and intriguing perspective into their path.
Gabrielle Union recently did an interview with Sway and said this.
He eats her, then does that mean she has to eat the man?
If we're talking about, equal time here.
Guys really aren't, at least the ones I know, ain't really into this.
That's what they say.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm more surprised that she admitted that she eats booty or that he likes it.
Dwayne and Gabrielle initially met paths in 2007, and oddly, both were already connected with other individuals at the time. Gabrielle was in a relationship, while Dwayne was married to his high school sweetheart, Siobhan Funches. Dwayne filed divorce procedures against Siobhan just a few months after Gabrielle left her own relationship. These circumstances led to accusations that they had gotten romantically engaged while still with their prior partners, but both of them repeatedly denied this. Dwayne insisted that Gabrielle had nothing to do with his divorce. Nevertheless, many doubters feel that this denial was an effort to salvage face in the public spotlight. Gabrielle took on the role of stepmother to Dwayne's children from his former marriage with Siobhan, as well as his nephew, David Morris, for whom he is the guardian. In her book, We're Going to Need More Wine, Gabrielle Union openly disclosed her personal fight with reproductive troubles that had troubled her for years. She shared the heart-wrenching experience of experiencing 8 or 9 miscarriages, all ascribed to adenomyosis, a uterine disorder related to endometriosis. And fascinating feature of this history is that Gabrielle and Dwayne went public with their relationship in 2010, coinciding with the same year that Dwayne's divorce from Siobhan was completed. However, their relationship encountered a hard point in 2013, culminating in a split. They managed to reconcile in November of the same year, albeit not without a big problem. During the short time they were separated, Dwayne got someone else pregnant, and it wasn't just anybody. It was Aya Matoyer, who happened to be a close friend of his. According to Dwayne, he was seized with panic when it came time to explain to Gabrielle that he had fathered a kid with someone else. He has remarked that it was one of the most demanding and intimidating tasks he has ever had to complete in his life. After all the pain Gabrielle went through, their love story took a joyous turn on November 7, 2018, as Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union happily welcomed their first child together. This incredible occurrence was made possible with the aid of a surrogate. The couple welcomed their daughter's birth, introducing the world to Kavya James via emotional images published on Instagram. However, Gabrielle confessed that their marriage really had some unique characteristics. She once stated that they share financial duties by dividing the expenses evenly, 50-50. This attitude to their finances adds another particular feature to their relationship. Gabrielle Union has publicly remarked that the responsibility is taking a toll on her, a notion that has caused many to conclude that Dwayne may not prioritize his duty as her husband, but is instead only concerned with maintaining his fortune. Many people found it odd since Gabrielle's net worth is roughly $40 million, while Dwayne's is over $170 million, a substantial disparity of $130 million. Given this huge discrepancy, some believed it was unfair to Gabrielle and that there should have been more equal ways to manage their financial arrangements. In a recent chat on the Club Shay Shay podcast, Dwayne Wade provided insight on the financial arrangement between him and Gabrielle Union. He said that their habit of sharing their finances evenly originated from a talk they had when staying in Miami. This strategy left many questioning why they decided for a 50-50 split, especially given the huge discrepancy in their net worths. It's a somewhat perplexing pick, particularly considering it comes directly from Dwayne Wade himself. There are even more fascinating facets to their connection. Reportedly, Dwayne Wade's former business partner, Baron Richard Von Homan, has made a number of severe sex and drug-related charges against Wade in an interview with the Palm Beach Post's Page 2 Live. According to Von Homan, he claimed that during Wade's marriage, the basketball star was participating in homosexual parties in an apartment with his entourage and partook in drug usage. Von Homan also states that Wade employed an apartment to plan these homosexual parties, which reportedly entailed both sexual activity and the ingestion of enormous quantities of narcotics. These events also purportedly included young males invited by Dwayne himself. These are undoubtedly troubling claims, and it remains to be seen how the matter evolves. According to Von Homan, it was a 4-bedroom place on the first floor of a high-rise. One day, I got a call from my cleaning crew at the apartment. I went down there, and what I saw was disgusting. The apartment was trashed and filthy, and it wasn't the first time. They'd have these parties 2 or 3 times a week. There were always dozens of people in there. Rappers, Dwayne and his entourage, women they'd pick up in clubs. Von Homan's discoveries go beyond mere sexual exploits. He reported a sight of used condoms scattered on the floors, unmistakable traces of sexual activity on all the beds, empty bottles of champagne and strong liquor, practically completed blunts, and decaying food on different surfaces. What's more, the commodities trader said he was frequently informed that Wade attended most of these crazy occasions, even though he was never formally invited. Curiously, around this period, Dwayne Wade was sometimes photographed hanging out with his girlfriend, a then lesser-known actress called Gabrielle Union. Von Homan did not stop there, as he appeared intent to uncover the less-than-perfect side of Dwayne Wade, debunking the perfect player image he had established since his NBA debut in 2003. According to Von Homan, Wade and his buddies were nothing more than a collection of irresponsible guys. This evolving story threatens to destroy the image of perfection Wade has maintained throughout his career, while staying one of the most highly known players in the worldwide basketball league. Meanwhile, in the course of their divorce, Dwayne's ex-wife Shio Vaughn made a stunning allegation that he had given her an STD around 2007, which fits with the period described by Richard about Dwayne's secret gatherings. Dwayne sought to pursue legal action against his ex-wife for making this charge, but the suspicions surrounding his personal life remained, especially those relating to his sexuality. The matter grew much more difficult when Dwayne unknowingly added to the existing suspicion. In a recent interview, he freely acknowledged to having loved wearing his sister's attire and shoes, a revelation that further sparked interest and controversy about his personal life. He remarked, "You know, as kids I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. Whatever my sister was wearing, whatever my sister did, I attempted to do those things. So initially I thought to myself, oh no, I did that, so he's just doing the things that I did. And then it got further and farther, and me and my wife had to look at each other and say, what if? Now, I don't know about you, but this sounds a lot like something right from Diddy's book. You know, Gene Deal has been leaking some extremely scandalous gossip about what went down behind the scenes during Diddy's crazy parties, and let's just say, it's not for the faint of heart. According to Gene, there were particular spots that Diddy would visit and his bodyguards were not permitted in, but it didn't stop the girls who were invited from delivering all the juicy facts to him. Apparently, he was privy to some very frightening things that went on during these covert soirees, which entailed some extremely nasty and demonic conduct. Although he wasn't permitted inside these exclusive rooms, Jean nonetheless managed to gain the inside scoop on what transpired behind closed doors. He stated he was in instances where he observed males being set up and seduced by ladies at Diddy's events, only for them to ultimately wind themselves in uncomfortable circumstances with white men. He stated that he also used to take Diddy and his friends to Turkish residences, and even though he wasn't permitted inside, he knew what occurred there.